I got some art books and I kind of want to talk about them. And I'm not going to really do whether it's a beginner, intermediate, expert, or god tier, just the ones that I've been flipping through and reading and helping me on my art journey and improving my artist skills. The first one is Imaginative Realism. I got it from Barnes & Noble, and I flipped through it. I didn't really sit down and read it, but the first few pages I did, and I picked up a little bit of tips that I felt were helpful, and I actually implemented them in my workflow. I know it's probably geared more towards traditional artists, but that's fine. Honestly, any art book you can use if you're a digital artist and you just want to improve your skill. I just wanted to show this because I actually made this a little after I flipped through that book. It did help me a lot with adding some different textures and kind of just being creative and stepping out my comfort zone. So this book isn't like a tutorial book or step-by-step, but it is helpful. So I do highly recommend it. It has a lot of good advice. So this was actually the first book I decided to just buy, and I bought it on a whim. I wasn't too sure about it because I didn't really know much about the artist or her style. But since I started leaning more towards anime style, I thought this would help. She does mostly, she sketches first and then she does the rendering digitally. But I think the advice that she has and a lot of the tips that she has is actually very helpful. And I can say that this is actually a great beginner book for learning how to draw manga style, after you learn the fundamentals and stuff like that. But either way, I think this is overall a great book. And something I've also been picking up and kind of just adding it to the way I sketch and then render is I'm finding less is more. And that's something that I've picked up from most of these books that I've bought. And this is the first My Art Of book of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I got it because I love the art. I love the colors. I love the style. It's not typically my style or even a style that I'm interested in getting. It's nice to look at. But if you want some inspiration, I think this is a great book. I tried my best in one of my other pieces to kind of recreate, and I couldn't do it, which is fine. But I think the next book I'm going to get would be for the Studio Ghibli, just because I want to say I have it. But you don't have to finish your pieces. You can just be a sketch artist. But this is a great book to have. I just think everybody should have it, because why not? If you missed what I said before and you're detecting a theme, the theme is manga and anime. I'm trying to lean my style more towards that, but give it my own. And I got this one because I flipped through it and it looked interesting. It looked like it would be very helpful. It has, like the other book, which I didn't get to show in Sketch with Asia, it does have other artists who've contributed to the book and given their styles and how they do it. And though it's not really step-by-step or tutorial-like, you can pick up from that. I feel like step-by-steps and tutorials have to be a little bit more in-depth and rather not just showing you bits and pieces, but like a full-blown, at least that's what it would be for me. I don't know how it's supposed to be or how it should be. This way kind of works for me, just learning from like a simple image or just like a simple process. You don't have to like fully break it down step by step for me. That just becomes too much. So if that's how your brain works, I highly recommend it. It's worth it. And now for like my favorite. This is the thickest of them all. And this is the Sketching with the Imagination. I got it from Amazon, but I first saw it on 3D Total, and it's just a collection of artists who put their artworks together. They talk about their inspirations, they talk about how long they've been doing it, and they do give helpful tips here and there in a lot of their illustrations. I'm not even halfway finished with it. I've actually been sitting and reading this one. I haven't been really flipping through it, and it's a lot. And it can seem overwhelming because there is a lot of different art styles, and they're all great. I want to pull a few artists from here and kind of just study them a little bit further. I found a few of their Instagrams, so I can't wait to actually get finished. And I'm gonna buy another art book I'm gonna get it from Amazon because I couldn't figure out how to buy off the 3D Total site. I don't know, maybe it was just me. But I do highly recommend this. It's not like the other books. It's just the artwork and the artist's perspective on how they do their art and their experiences and their inspirations. So I'm definitely going to be an art book collector. Let me know which ones you recommend, and I'll link these at the bottom as well.